Alright lads, so in less than 12 hours time we are going to be getting the new KARAKURA Battle Summons Power and Loyalty, featuring a new version of Barragan and a first 5-star version of Ggio. Personally, from the get-go, I do want to mention that I do think this banner is a very easy skip, and even though this is a before you summon video, we're still going to highlight some of the value that has had to be had in this banner. But in my opinion, I do believe most people out there should be skipping banners like this, especially since it is a premium banner, and at this point in time you should be saving for the anniversary, which will be happening July 23rd, and we will be talking about that in the coming weeks on the channel, so make sure you guys are subscribed for that. But with that said, even though I do think this is a very easy skip banner, I still want to talk about it, so let's jump into the banner breakdown. The first thing you need to understand is that this banner will be available from the 16th to the 27th. Interesting enough, the second this banner does leave is when the end of month banner is going to be getting announced. Additionally, while this banner is out, we're also going to be getting a 1000-year Blood War rerun featuring round 14 Ichigo and Rukia, plus the Squad 0 fillers. We don't know the exact date of when those characters are getting a rerun banner, but we do know for certain they will be getting a rerun during this time. So before you summon its banner, you might want to consider that if you maybe potentially want to get your hands on Mummy Rukia and Daddy Ichigo. The step-up formula for this banner is the usual step-up banner, so you have a discount on step 1, 2, 6, 7, 11, 12, 16, 17, 21, and 22, with a guaranteed featured 5-star on step 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. Once you complete 25, you will then just be redoing 26 over and over again until you basically run out of orbs. And the fillers for this banner is actually pretty good. And even though this is a premium banner, and again, most of the time you should be skipping premium banners, this banner does actually have some value. There's a lot of good characters here to be had here, especially if you are a new account. Now for me, on my alt account, a basically free-to-play account, I might be throwing a few steps in this banner because, again, like I said, the value's actually good here, and we're going to highlight some of that in a couple minutes' time. Before we do though, let's talk about the two new banner characters. The first one being the new Barragan, the Tyrant Aspiration version. Now, Barragan is an Aaroniero Espada with the Holo Kill ability, and he is a power-based character. Now, when it comes to power-based Holo Killers, we haven't received that many of them, so Barragan is kind of fulfilling a niche here, and he is definitely one of the best in that actual class. All of his attacks are ranged, he has weakening and drain on everything, and he does come with a debuff SA2, and this is now the third character in the game to have that debuff strong attack too. Strong attack wise, he actually looks very solid, SA3 obviously being a full screen, SA2 being a new type of strong attack, which does appear to be a full screen in front of him into a vacuum vortex in front of him too. It's actually a really cool SA2, and it could be something even more cracked out when we get it on a significantly better character. Keep in mind his SA2 is a debuff effect, so it is actually lowering the stats of any enemy around him when you do press that button, which is allowing him to do a tad bit more damage, and then SA1 is a pushback attack. And then looking at his skills too, he does have a lot of skills going for him. Weakened defense, 20% strong attack damage on his soul trait with an extra 20% full stamina, built-in recharge, guard break, diminisher, so that debuff effect does last 20 seconds. And he also has weaken and drain, which is going to be great because he also does have reduced strong attack cooldown plus 6% when at full stamina. So just like Retsu, this character has the most recharge in the game, and it makes perfect sense because he does come with that SA2, that being, you know, the debuff effect, that does have a 40-second cooldown. With all the recharge possible, so 60% recharge if you have max recharge possible, you're getting it down to like a 16-second strong attack too, which I kind of like that because it does have the vortex, so it is going to be lasting just a tad bit extra. And overall, in my opinion, I think this is actually a very powerful character. He's going to be great in Guild Quest, great in normal content, great in realistically anything you put him against. He has a good damage output, a lot of usability with that debuff effect, and also can easily stay at full stamina thanks to the weakening and drain. He is actually looking like a very solid character, and I think that's great for a premium character in my opinion. He's nothing super broken. If you have 5th anniversary Ichigo, you can kind of avoid to like not even ever use him. Personally, I kind of prefer his gameplay over Ichigo's, but he's looking to be a very solid character. For a premium character nowadays, this is actually kind of insane. And I actually really like the way they designed him, but it really comes down to you if you're going to see the value in this character. Because depending how you look at it, you might not ever use this character. He might collect dust on your account. So it really comes down to if you know you're going to use this character, if you actually do want him. For me, I can definitely see the use of him in Epic Raids, Guild Quest, and also IT, for example, where I know if I get him, I'm going to be using him. So in my case, he will actually be worth the orbs. The next character is Ggio. Now, Ggio is actually a pretty unique character in the sense that he is NAD based, right? And he does come with a soul trait with a normal attack damage plus 30%. So just like Abirama, you are able to give your technique NAD characters a lot of normal attack damage by having those two characters linked. And it does go for himself. Now, quick breakdown on Ggio. He's basically a Guild Quest character, designed to be used in the Human Killer Guild Quest since he does have Human Killer. Additionally, because he is NAD based with Guard Break, Long Stride, Flurry +1 with a 60% bruiser, Start Barrier, Poise, Follow-Up, and also extra mini damage, which will be increased in Guild Quest more so. It makes him actually a very solid character for Guild Quest and even normal PvE content. Since he does have Guard Break, you can definitely use him. And as far as melee NAD characters do go, in my opinion, he's definitely one of the more unique ones and better ones. Since he does have follow-up, it is going to mean he's going to able to auto a tad bit quicker than usual. The Start Barrier will help him out at the start of a quest, and the Long Stride is going to make him a tad bit faster compared to usual characters, and also a tad bit safer. I don't think Ggio's anything super cracked. You can actually live without him. Since he is designed for the Human Killer Guild Quest, he is technically competing with Tatsuki, and while he is the better NAD character, he does do significantly more damage. Tatsuki is a free character that you can easily max transcend. And while it's true that you could potentially transcend Ggio in the future when he becomes a tad bit more common, let's say a year from now, I think for the most part, you're actually better off investing into 2 Tatsukis before even deciding to use 1 Ggio, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean Ggio's pointless. He definitely has a use in Guild Quest, also epic raids, and overall just a very solid NAD character. Nothing super cracked, but definitely good in his own right. Looking at the other fillers though, let's quickly talk about them individually. I don't want to spend too much time because we're going to be here for a long time, so let's just quickly break it down in like basically one quick sentence. So Kaname is basically just the power of Rank Killer. He is a NAD based character with Guard Break range 2, so he's actually very solid. Does lack the damage output compared to some of the newer characters, which does suck unfortunately, but he's definitely still usable, and most importantly, he is a droplet character for technique droplets. If you have him in your team, you're increasing the technique droplet drop rate by 30%. And the same can be said for Technique Ruka. Ruka is definitely a lot better in PvP content since she does have a better kit. She also does have significantly more no-attack damage. And in her case, she does also have Quincy Killer. Once more, she is also a droplet character, so having her in your team is going to be increasing the speed droplet drop rate by 30%. Gin is a power sniper with the no affiliation kill ability. Overall, I really don't like his kit. I think he's kind of just okay. He's not bad because his strong attacks and skills do make him usable. He does also have read no affiliation dodges, so he is useful for that type of content, but overall a character that you can use if you really want to, but I think most people are going to just have him sit in his box for the rest of this game's lifespan. As for Stark, pretty decent character overall, definitely wasn't anything too important when he did come out, but he has seen more usage since we have been introduced to the new Human Squad Zero Stanritter Guild Quest, for example, where he does actually do pretty decent in there since he is a NAD based character. If you don't ever want to use him in Guild Quest, like the only place you will probably use him maybe outside of Senkamon, at the very least he is a droplet character where he is increasing the mind droplet drop rate by 30%. Swimsuit Rukia is overall just a very solid character, nothing too crazy, definitely is overshadowed by someone like Nini and also 6th Anniversary Aizen, but if you do like her gameplay and you do like her strong attacks, then you definitely can use her. Personally, I don't use her all too much, but she is still one of my favorite characters in the game because it's Rukia in a swimsuit, and gameplay actually is pretty fun. Yoruichi is a power holo killer. Her main thing is that she does have read holo dodges, so she is very useful in certain Senkamon floors, pretty good in Guild Quest, and overall just a very solid character. She does have a decent damage output, good strong attacks overall. There's really nothing too bad about her, there's just characters out there that are better. And then lastly, we have 5th Anniversary Byakuya, very powerful speed character. As you saw in my Titties videos, if you have checked out, he's still one of the best speed characters in the game. Some people would still consider him the best speed character. His main thing is he basically has the best SA2 in the game, that being a distant AoE into a tracking vortex, providing the best crowd control than any other character. It's a very powerful strong attack too, and it still makes him one of the best characters in the game. He does have 2 killers, that being Soripa and Holo, so overall he's just a very solid and all-around perfect speed character. And that right there is basically the breakdown for all the featured characters. Nothing too crazy, but overall for a premium banner, I do feel like there is some value to be had here in these fillers, and it does make the banner somewhat worth summoning on. So overall, what do I think about this banner? As I already did mention, I do think it is a skip. For new players out there, I think maybe doing 2 steps isn't really going to be the worst thing, only if you really want the characters. Keep in mind, you should only really be summoning on this banner banner if you want Barragan and Ggio. If you don't really care about them, then probably skip, because the fillers you can get at another day. Like, even though it's great that all these characters are here on this banner together, they're not going to be any rare characters. You're going to see these characters show up a lot in fillers in the future, so I wouldn't really recommend selling for fillers, right? You can do that at a later date, unless you really, really want the particular characters. You should only be summoning on this banner if you want Ggio or Barragan. If you do, then this isn't really the worst thing to do, but I would only really recommend doing at least 2 steps if you're new. Other than that, save for anniversary. It's going to be happening July 23rd, and that's the best you can do for your account, because even though we don't know what the anniversary characters might be, it's definitely going to be something hype, and it's definitely going to be something that you want to save your orbs for, especially when compared to a banner like this. So that said, hope you guys did enjoy the video. In the comments below, let me know if you are summoning. If you are, good luck, and hopefully you get what you want in a very short amount of orbs. That said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.